Well, whilst that connection is buffering, it's just important to reiterate the developments that preceded yesterday, where an invitation was sent by the River State Governor Sasiminalai Fubara to the Martin Amahule-led assembly, summoning them for a meeting which was blatantly turned down. Now, the APC led by Tony Okocha in River State is now threatening with a 48-hour ultimatum to the governor to resign. Now, this is all premised on the Supreme Court's ruling and the need for new local government elections in River State, the suspension of federal allocation as well. It's becoming a very dicey situation in Rivers, and it's important to get perspectives in that regard. Hello, Chinedu, can you hear me? Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for
Well, nice to have you join the program. Let's get your thoughts on the developments. That meeting where the executive and the legislature were supposed to have a parley yesterday failed to hold. What do you make of this development as it concerns River State?
well, firstly, I must commend the governor for taking he took, though it was not taking that direction. I felt that for them to step in the right direction, but or the channel he wanted to reach out because of his state, I want there should be an internal way for you to have a discussion with the House of Assembly members prior to what to have with them. Currently, hard as Assembly members get wind of the notice on social media. That is not proper. I think as more government deserve respect.
Mr. Elekwachi, there are two
Governor
reports.
or the
There are
governor.
two reports we're getting on this issue. One is the assertion that that message was sent on social media. Another says that a letter was written and taken through the SSG to the Martin Amahule-led assembly. I don't know which to believe. Is it that the invitation was merely on social media or that indeed a letter was written?
Indication that letter was written on and sent out on the weekend too. And from the letter we saw circulating on social media, there was no notice of agreement. The letter was acknowledged by the honorable speaker, right honorable Martin. There was no agreement. The letter we saw on social media. So that's to say that the letter was just shared on social media. And I had the sitting member on an interview saying that they were not properly invited. They just saw this on social media. There were no internal engagement with the government house or from the adherents of the governor.
Now, the challenge with this is that there were issues that were itemized as agendas of the meeting to be treated as urgent. First off was the discussions for a suitable venue for the assembly to reconvene and have its meetings and plenary. Noting that for now, it was one of the chambers in the government house that was in use. Were there hopes on your part that this would be one of the pressing issues to be resolved?
Come again. Sorry, I did not hear you. Come
On the
again.
agendas for the scheduled meeting which did not hold, I wanted to find out which of the items on the agenda was of utmost importance in your view. We had on the agenda the need to find a suitable meeting venue for the assembly going forward. There's also supposed to be the payment of emoluments and outstanding salaries and allowances owed to the lawmakers. And thirdly, the issue of representing the 2025 appropriation bill. Of those items on the agenda, which was of utmost importance to you, and which were you hoping would be treated as most important following that meeting as scheduled?
All the answers of those meetings are fine and in good tune. When I saw the letter on social media, I felt like the governor Fubara was waking up responsibility because earlier last when we heard that the RENSEC, the State Resident Electoral Commission, they planning for another turn of election. I felt like that was not the first thing the governor showed in the midst of these challenges and political crisis and conflict. What we have done firstly is seek for truth between the House of Assembly members and other political stakeholders and actors in the state. That is the first thing we should have done. As I say, all the agendas of these meetings are fine, but what needs to do first have rub mind with the electors and then also work together for the states. When you have this agreement with them, you can discuss issues you have in this agenda. Certain point, you must agree for people to meet. You must sign. That's first challenges. What led to these challenges? Now we bring this around. We want to have a new. We want in our state. We want this state to move forward. Not political misunderstanding, political politician. There is need for us to put the interest first. First need to do to meet first with these members, political state, and negotiate them with that discussion, this kind of discussion. They also have the political family, and they have somebody they call their. You need to meet with their. You need to discuss with the leader. You need to have them with their leader, and all layers of these political actions before you start having this meeting. When you have this kind of meeting, these agendas, when the thoughts can be effective.
Now, in the interim, the second governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Rufus Ada George, hasn't taken sides in this matter. He has called on both the governor and the Honorable Martins Amahule-led assembly to refrain from further inciting actions and find a common ground. With the intervention of such an elder statesman, do you think that without the formalities of how the letter should have been submitted, they might listen to him?
Not enough. With due respect to former Governor George, that is not a media to call for understanding or amicable resolution of a problem is not enough. As another state stop inviting it, to discuss this issue with them. It must be matters of interest. What should be from by that statement. Invite the warring parties to discuss with them. Let them be a meeting. They compromise of some sort. In politics, everybody will not win there. You win today, you lose tomorrow. Sharing formula like this can get 50, the other person will get 50% for the sake of peace. So, Governor George further move by warring actors together, how with them to sue for peace. And from what we witnessed of this crisis, other than the unless if he is to benefit from the saw him in position. So for we need somebody from a neutral ground that to be able to and people in the executive come to a round of discussion and
Now, whilst parties are looking to resolve these issues amicably, there's also another twist in the story. I don't know the position of the APC in Rivers, but as it's led by Mr. Tony Okocha, they're calling for the resignation of Governor Sasim-Nalai Fubara. What do you make of this new twist in the story?
there is nothing about that is the role of the opposition. That's the opposition. They have to do as opposition. The opposition was also seeing what is at the state as an opportunity for them to come to government. So what the governor, what the change in the state is doing is displaying his through as a political party. Champion the interest party, he also project the interest and he sat himself a man of an opposition political party. So he's doing his job as chairman. And Governor Fubara should see as reason for him to help very early and act as a leader he is. He's a leader of the state. Coming into that means he should do anything for the sake of peace, the sake for the governance state to be.
In the wake of this, there's also threats coming in from militant groups who are saying that should the position of Governor Fubara be affected, that they would shut down oil production in the Niger Delta, particularly in Rivers State. Are we seeing a reversal back to the days of Niger Delta militancy over the state issue?
Well, to some extent, that's why any sensible person will not allow the issue in Rivers State to degenerate to unlucky. That's why there is the lead state to have responsibility for us to action, for them to come together and work together. So we wouldn't want anything that will escalate the flayed arms in that place. So for them to come together because you know what, all the police in the place, they have some governor have supporters, from some weekend has supporters, members of the supporters. So there are situations like that will bear the brunt the more are the full flow of the supporters. So if there is any breakdown of moral in rebates, the people is going to be afforded to be needed to happen. Now there is leaders to resolve the issues that are recognition of the state and for the future of born children of rebates. So what is happening in the state is not too difficult to be reconciled. It's not too difficult to be reconciled. But someone should not sit tight. A leader is not meant to be sick. If a politician should be flexible, flexible in opinion, that is what they call pragmatic in politics. So the political leaders in the state, mostly the governor, because if the boss now from his stable, he should be able now to assert himself, do something sake of it. For him to go, for him to actually achieve something after he is as a governor, he has to have stability. He has to have and have stability because if these two arms of government are not working in tandem, if these arms of government are not working in tandem, there will be disunity. They will continue to be unproductive. They will continue to be sabotage. So there is need. We don't have to know when the government has members for a meeting. We don't have to know. It should be an enclosed meeting, an executive session between the governor and assembly members, leader of some, and they should accord them respect. So the governor should stop playing to the gallery. He should know what he wants to do. Meet with the assembly members, negotiate with them, and for the sake of peace, for the sake of and for the interest.
Now, whilst this issue is the front burning issue in River State, we also see another development where the River State House of Assembly has issued an order of arrest for the River State Independent Electoral Commissioner, and it's on his failure to respond to summons. What do you make of this development in that regard?
Well, the house was covered by the constitution to invite agency of government for interrogation of explanation of any took in their ministry or department. They have that right as the house. And if the house invites you as a serving agent of government, you have to honor their invitation. And the Rivers State Electoral Commission, about two of the commissioners attended that that honored the invitation, and others absconded. So the House, in their wisdom first, what they need to do to bring this person to answer to them is to issue warrant of arrest. So it's in the right of the House of Assembly to Nigeria operates a constitutional democracy. People should always abide by the constitution, by the letter constitution, by this constitution. This is the ground norm of this country. Without law, there will be a breakdown of law, and we will move into anarchy. What we pray for. So, and if you are being elected or appointed to any political office or to any government agency, you have sworn to protect the provision of the Constitution. So, what stops you from protecting it or honoring an invitation of a House of Assembly member when you are invited? The problem we have in this country, what is hurting us as a country, what is hurting us so badly as why this country has not made, it's not progressing, is because we are not adhering to truth, and that we are not keeping to the provision of our law. So the House of Assembly has acted wisely, has acted perfectly by issuing that warrant of arrest. If the warrant of arrest is to provoke the commission to honor the invitation to appear before the House, that is good, and that should be done. Because we cannot continue progressing in error in this country. We cannot continue this way. The right things must be done for us to get this country out of the mess. And by that, everybody in the country should aspire to keep to the provision of the constitution law regarding every particular agency you find yourself. We must abide and play by the rule.
Now, let's also talk about the impacts of this Supreme Court judgment. One, in suspending federal allocations to river states, and on the other hand, in terms of the need to reschedule local government elections. Let's get your thoughts in that regard.
I am not a lawyer, but I have little intelligence about our law. So the Supreme Court is just trying to correct an error based somewhere. And that is why this judge is good for our democracy. The right thing should be done. What is that? It's not too difficult, as I've said earlier, for the governor to have respect to the Government Assembly. Respect should to them. There should be truth. Where you have these things in, it will be easier for you to conduct. It will be you cannot get your allocation from the federation account. If you present your budget to the legally constituted House of Assembly, you will be recognized because you have a physical budget running that is legally recognized. Then the House of Assembly will approve it. With that, your federal allocation will come to you. Go back to the drawing board. That's what is needed from the governor of the state. Go back to the drawing board. Address the issue. It's where you return. You can never that mistakes maybe the political development they play with try to protect yours. Understand some. Now there is no from the upper part of the land. You retrace your step. Correct all the mistakes you've made. In because it's what's on ground now there must be it is a plea bargain. You have to plea bargain with a warrant. They give, they take. They take the order. You cannot buy one share. With this peace will return in the place and optimally and in the place will be productive. If continuous in this development in the state so far, something that is an rich state, but I don't know how they can independently fund themselves for a year. I don't know how far they can do that.
We saw the
So
Rivers State governor talking about the fact that states like Rivers can do without federal allocations. But whilst he made that boast, the Pandef chair was also appealing and hoping that there can be a reversal in the Supreme Court judgment. You doubt that River State can sustain itself for a year plus without federal allocations?
Rivers State is a very rich state, but